All right. Erykah Badu. Erykah Badu. Baduizm. Now, for those of you who are jumping in going, Bob, why aren't you doing Mama's Gun? You know, that's the better album. I don't know if it's the better album or not. That's debatable by people other than me who have debated it in front of me on Discord. But basically, I want to do both. I reached out to some people back in September, I think, already, and said, hey, you guys have been great friends of the channel, very helpful on Discord. Pick an album. I'll get to it by the end of the year. I think I have 6 requests I put out, and I've done 1 of them. So definitely going to get that done by the end of the year. I don't think I ever specified which year. Anyway, this was one of the picks. And this was kind of a strategical pick in the sense of, well, do this one first because we all know you're going to do Mama's Gun eventually. So we'll start with Baduizm and then get to Gun. Okay, sounds good. When it comes to Erykah, I'm really walking in blind. I understand it's neo soul. Oh, I got to scroll up. I didn't even realize I got the lyrics sitting in front of me. I put on some D'Angelo while I was setting up, listening to a couple tracks off that Spanish joint, and One More Again, Untitled. Good shit, man. I kind of, not to say I forgot about VooDoo, but I don't put that one on often enough. That is a good album. Good album. And really with this pick too, trying to, I started to do, it was written, there's lots of albums. It's weird. As I've gone through all these albums, you would think it would get easier to pick. It's actually gotten harder, in my opinion. Somehow these great albums keep filtering up to the top. So chose this one because of the requests and also because of just trying to keep variety week to week. Did Jid last week. Love Jid. It's one of my favorites. But I listened to so much of Jid, I kind of burnt myself out. So this will be a good departure from that. And yeah, kind of in the mood to slow it down. Yesterday when I was going to work in the morning, I don't know what popped into my mind. It just kind of, every now and then you remember a song. And I was going through some of my old hidden gems, favorites from back in the 90s, some Natalie Merchant, some Jewel songs, some Counting Crows. Just some old songs I hadn't heard in a long time, more chill, sad, in the mood, in the feels type of thing. And I was really enjoying it. I was like, let's slow it down this week. So there we go. Kind of a lot of blabbering there for very little tangible information. It's the old man yells at the cloud type of thing. I love that, the Abe Simpson thing. But I don't really know what to expect. I have high hopes. I hope there's a lot of just good lyrics, great singing, neo-soul kind of sound. But I suppose there's nothing else to say. Walking in really totally blind. So let's drop in. It's a tight little album, 14 tracks, 58 minutes. There's some longer songs, 6.5 minutes, 5.5 minutes. Okay, cool. That'll be cool. There are 2 music videos that I'm going to do reaction to. That'll be Patreon only. Patreon's $2. No ads on Patreon, so if you've never joined, there's no ads, and I post the MP3 format as well, so that's nice if you just want to listen. Okay, there's a little intro. It's called Rimshot, although it's 2 minutes. So let's just do the intro. I'll probably pause before it drops into On and On, although On and On is a huge hit, it looks like. I don't know. Let's just drop into Rimshot, produced by Madukwu? Chinwa? I don't know. This might be a rough day for me trying to pronounce producer names. But let's drop into Rimshot intro. I see those Rimshot intro and outro, which is already kind of interesting, right? Because to me, that tells me, I don't watch a lot of basketball, but I think Rimshot is when it goes in and it bounces off the rim. So it's, I think, anyway, let's go. All right, track 1. Rimshot. Actually, I can see right here. Sound produced by the Rim. Oh, it's with drums. Oh, okay. Okay, I was way off. Oh, yeah. Yeah. This was a good choice already. cool intro. Very enjoyable to listen to. Hit your stick up against that drum.
I want a rim, clack, boom, clack, boom, clack, boom, clack. I want a rim shot.
So on the summary it says, I saw something about it being a sexual innuendo. Okay. But what caught my eye was, I ain't thinking about you. I came to hear the band today. I ain't thinking about you. I came to hear the drummer play, my drummer play. And then it gets into that. But then it obviously, shifts over definitely into a sexual innuendo. So interesting dual layer there, because it seems like both are true at the same time, but it also seems like both would be opposed to each other in this context. So I really like the idea of somebody going to a club to listen to the band play, to not think about the other person. I like that. But with what she's saying lyrically, I'm in love with you because of the things you do when you boom, clap. I came to hear the band today, I ain't thinking about you. In the sexual side, the line, I ain't thinking about you, makes me wonder, what does that mean? So great little intro like that. I won't overkill it. That's as far as I'll go with that. Track 2 is called On and On, produced by Jabor and Jamal and Bob Power. Is that a thing? Bob Power? I had no idea. You know what? I think I'm starting to understand why this is such a massive hit, because it has Bob Power for production. Yeah, that is a thing. I knew that all along. All right, let's jump into track 2, On and On. Oh, cool. I love her singing style.
Peace and blessings manifest with every lesson learned.
This is cool.
If your knowledge were your wealth, then it would be well earned. If we were made in his image, then call us by our names. Most intellects do not believe in God, but they fear us just
But they
the same.
fear us just the same. Beautiful sound. I love her voice. I love like the silky ease of her singing. There are some tremendous singers out there, and you gotta love the ability of a singer to really push that range. The vocal span, I suppose, that they have with their voice. And sometimes there's all this power and it's raw and all this other stuff. But man, I can just picture her just kind of dimly lit bar. There's a soft spotlight on her, not bright, just soft, and you just enough to just kind of see her standing there. Nice silk dress, just kind of moving along, singing along. It's just beautiful, calming. Very calming. I want to touch on a couple lyrics. I'm gonna guess first, and then I promise, I'm gonna actually read the annotations instead of clicking them and going, no, fuck that. I promise. Okay. Feeling high, my money's gone, I'm all alone, too much to see, the world keeps turning, what a day, what a day, what a day. Peace and blessings manifest with every lesson learned. If your knowledge were your wealth, then it would be well earned. I want to click this annotation and see what they are deriving from that, because I'm not quite catch it. It could mean that money can be inherited. You don't always deserve it, whereas knowledge is never given. You always work for it. I agree with that. So knowledge is always well earned. Erykah could also be saying that if you view your money the same as your knowledge, you will work for the latter as much as you work for the former. Knowledge is the real treasure. You can't touch it, but at the same time, nobody's able to take it away from you. Okay, I don't disagree with those. If your knowledge were your wealth, that would be well earned. I kind of get this feeling of that's what we should be working for, is knowledge rather than wealth. But I don't really have anything of substance to back up that idea of why I feel like that's what she's saying. If we were made in his image and call us by our names. There was, the chorus is great. There was another thing here. I was born underwater with $3 6 times. You might laugh because you didn't do your math. So what does this mean? $3 6 times is 360, like a circle. The cipher is a circle, but the ancient sages and gurus saw the concepts and methods. Okay, knowledge, wisdom, and understanding are seen as 120, 120, 120, which equals 360 degrees, the representation of a complete circle. Erykah was born with a complete cipher, meaning she was born with knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Her cipher keeps rolling because she's still learning, even though she has complete awareness of the truth. I was born underwater alludes to Erykah's zodiac sign, a fly-ass Pisces. I don't know if it's a quote, but symbolized by two fish of the ocean. She and her ex-boyfriend Common both make references to being Pisces in their songs. Okay, let's click on the other annotation. You might laugh because you didn't do your math. People don't get the real meaning of the verse people don't get the real meaning of the verse because it is something from the ideology she believes in. So she knows the verse has fooled everyone. Okay, so I'm okay to not understand what she's saying, essentially. Something with zodiac signs, maybe, and then something with a combination with ciphers and full circle. Anyway, okay. All right. Like 1, 2, 3, the world keeps turning. What a day, what a day. I like this line a lot. The man that knows something knows that he knows nothing at all. What's that curve? It's like the skill curve or something, where when you first start doing something and you start getting good at it, you think you're really good at it, and then you keep learning it, and then you realize, oh, I'm total garbage at this thing, but then you keep going, and then you actually get good at it. I forget what that's called, but that's reminds me of that, and it's absolutely true. If you actually are intelligent, you realize I don't know shit because there's so much to know, and it's impossible to know it all. All right, let's finish this one up. Cool sound. Great production, too. And just picture, like I was talking about, in the soft spotlight, a little bit of a sway. I like what they're doing with the bass line. You can hear him muting a couple of the notes. That one right there. And just cool little taps coming from the drum. Oh shit, I got so swept up I didn't realize it was ending. Yeah, that definitely deserves to be a hit. That's a great song. Let's go. There's a little bit here in verse 3. I'm feeling kind of hungry because my high is coming down. Don't feed me yours because your food does not endure. And I think that's got to be a biblical reference, right? What? It's been a long time since I've gone through my Bible. I don't even know if I have it anymore. But basically, spiritual food, food that endures, that feeds the spirit, feeds the soul, that kind of like permanent satiation, I suppose. Let's click the annotation. Double entendre, smoking weed. This is a long one. I'm like, remember that promise I made about reading annotations? Me neither, because I don't think I ever made that promise. If I did, it was so long ago. Nobody remembers. I need a cup of tea. The world keeps burning. Oh, what a day, what a day, what a day. You rush into destruction because you don't have nothing left. The mothership can't save your ass, or you're going to get left. Yeah, this was made in 1997, and here we are, 2024, and the world keeps burning. This is cool. I don't want to stop for too long. I mean, we're only 2 tracks in, but I like the mood. I kind of want to keep this mood rolling. So let's move into track 3, which is called Appletree, produced by Eyez III and Erykah Badu. Here we go. Track 3, Appletree.
I like to dedicate this to all of the Creator's righteous children. I have some food in my bag for you.
I have some food.
Not that edible food.
Not the edible. Yeah, okay, cool. Food for
I
thought.
have some food for thought. Since knowledge is infinite, it has infinitely fell on me. So,
It's just a beautiful voice.
it was a stormy night. You know, the kind where the lightning strikes. And I was hanging out with some of my artsy friends. Ooh, you. The night was long, the night went on. We were cooling out through the break of dawn. Incense was burning.
That little
so I'm feeling
boop is
right.
great.
I picked my friends like I pick my fruit. Again, he told me that when I was only a youth. I don't walk around trying to be what I'm not. I don't waste my time trying to get what you got. I work at pleasing me, cause I can't please you. And that's why I do what I do. My soul flies free like a willow tree.
Oh, I love this. This is amazing.
You don't want to bake from my apple tree. I don't walk around trying to be what I'm not. I don't waste my time trying to get what you got. I work at pleasing me.
Yeah, this is fucking killer. This is so great.
My soul flies free like a willow tree. Do-we.
Ah, beautiful. I like this more than On and On, but I think I'm just getting excited also. So I think these lyrics are pretty straightforward in the terms of, we're talking about food, food for thought, knowledgeable, spiritual, food, right? But then we get into this thing of Appletree and picking my friends like I pick my fruit. This is phenomenal, and I think this is very important. And I'll go into this, even though it's pretty straightforward, right? But you guys don't pick friends that are gonna be toxic, poisonous in your life. Pick friends that are healthy to you, healthy for you, And look, sometimes that's hard. Sometimes you don't have a choice. Sometimes you don't even have friends. Like, I'm sure there are people out there who, like, Bob, I don't even have any fucking friends to begin with. Like, what are you talking about? And I don't know what to say to that. That's hard. That's very hard. But if you're in that situation, please do not try and get out of that by becoming friends with somebody who is not going to be a healthy presence in your life. Pick healthy fruit. Pick your friends like you pick your fruit. Don't pick bruised, rotten fruit, And I love these follow-up lines too. I don't walk around trying to be what I'm not. I don't waste my time trying to get what you got. Oh, God. That's it. That's the code to life right there. Pick your friends like you pick your fruit. Don't walk around trying to be what you're not. And don't waste your time trying to get what they've got. That's it. I work at pleasing me because I can't please you. And that's why I do what I do. My soul flies free like a willow tree. Oh, do. Oh my God. Beautiful. Fucking beautiful. And I can just feel, even just right now in my own soul, I can just feel like a healthy breeze blow through like a willow tree. And if you don't want to be down with me, then don't pick from my apple tree. And this is a little bit of a spin on the idea, right? Because what's the apple tree? We're going back to Genesis now, the fruit of knowledge. So if you don't want to, I wonder how that's tied in. Maybe I'm getting a little too ahead of myself here. But if you don't want to be down with me, you don't want to pick from my apple tree. Maybe the idea here is Erykah is more focused on trying to enlighten people and feed them spiritual food, permanent food, something more tangible, not something so shallow. And so the idea being, if you're going to become friends with me, I'm going to teach you things that maybe you haven't learned yet that might disrupt your life in terms of like philosophical ways, ideological ways, that type of thing, you know? Because there are some people out there who, God, I don't want to sound like a prick, but there are some shallow people out there, you know? And if you can kind of break them out of that and point them in a different direction, sometimes that can be a shock to their life too. Of like, oh man, I wasted all my time kind of doing this when I found out much later I much more prefer this. This is so much more rewarding or whatever. Kind of a very generic statement, but this is great. I love this track. I love this track. And walking around, I take my hoe everywhere I go because I'm planting seeds. I reap what I sow. Let's keep going.
And if you don't want to be down with me, you don't want to pick from my apple tree. And if you don't want to be down with me, you don't want to pick from my apple tree.
They did this on the previous track too, but I like how they layer her vocals right there.
And if you don't want to be down with me, you just don't want to be down. Oh my, my, my. Oh my, my, my.
Oh, and that little oh God, this is great. This is great. Yeah, what a great little jam. Great little jam. It's spiritual, it's soulful, it's a little playful, it's a little sassy a bit, like just a great combination of elements. I really like Appletree. Really like Appletree. Why doesn't that sometimes I get so cranky on stream counts because it's like, not that On and On was not a bad song and doesn't deserve the attention that it has, but it's like Appletree also deserves that much attention. Anyway. All right, let's move on to track 4. Other Side of the Game. Produced by Richard Nichols and The Roots. Cool. Very cool. Track 4, Other Side of the Game. Oh, a little bit slower. Nice. I gotta slow myself down. I'm too excited. I want to get into it. It's like, no. Let it breathe. Oh, wow. Oh, nice little horn. When the song first started, I was like, I know that line from somewhere. Oh, bad boys. What are you going to do when they come for you? Bad boys, bad boys. Yeah, we all know that one, right? I was like, I wonder if that's a reference. I was like, nah, right? I mean, it's just a line, but just coincidental, right? But no, here we go. Yeah, but I understand the game. I loved the sometimes. I know you got to get your hustle on, so I pray. I understand the game sometimes. I love you strong, but what are you going to do when they come for you? What are you going to do when the cops come? So, okay, all right. It is a reference to that track.
Yes, it does.
That is such a great little sound to put in.
But I can't stand life without you. Now me and baby got this situation. complex occupation. And it ain't that he don't have education, 'cause I was right there at his graduation. But I ain't saying that this life don't work, but it's me and baby that he hurt. Don't worry, baby, I know that's confusion.
Oh, these little flares are great.
Peace after revolution, but we paid though.
Ha. Oh, there's some more additional lyrics. I want to read ahead, but I can't read ahead. This verse, she picks up her pace a little bit. We've got this complex situation, or we've got this situation, he's got this complex occupation. And it ain't that he don't have an education, because I was right there at his graduation. I ain't saying this life don't work, but it's me and baby that he hurts. Because I tell him right, he thinks I'm wrong. That one was interesting. Because I tell him right, he thinks I'm wrong. So I think what she's trying to say there is telling him right, meaning, hey, this situation is not going to work out. It's maybe the idea of what you're doing is not long-term sustainable type of thing. Like, this will come to an end in a bad way. And initially I was talking about, the police. What are they going to do when they come for you? The cops, bad boys. It doesn't have to be the police. If you're in the game, you're doing the side hustle, you're doing all that, it could be the people you're contending with too. It doesn't have to be just the police. So I think what she's saying there, because I tell him right, as in, the right path is to get out of this, he probably gets upset because, he thinks she's wrong because the work ain't honest, but it pays the bills, He gave me the life that I came to live. That's another one too. I love the show The Sopranos, and that was a great show for a lot of reasons. But for those of you who are unfamiliar with it, the mob boss is one of the main characters. He's married, and she's an interesting character, his wife, because she doesn't like what he does. She doesn't agree with it. She likes to give up this appearance of she's not part of that, but then all the while, she reaps all the benefits of being the wife of a mob boss. Lots of money, go shopping, new cars, all these things, right? And so she has this very strong duality that exists in her character. And I like that. And I like how she kind of, Erykah brings it up here. He gave me the life that I came to live. Gave me the song that I came to give. Like even in an artistic way, it's inspirational. It's giving her things to focus on. Pressure on me, but the seed has grown. I can't make it on my own. So in that situation, she can't leave. I'm assuming, but the seed has grown means she's pregnant. Yeah, that's what the annotation says. It's an unapproved annotation. Oh, but I think that's probably what she's getting at. Summer came around and the flowers bloomed. He became the sun. I became the moon. Precious gifts that we both treated. Or could this be make-believe? That final section makes me think, summer came around, maybe he warmed up to the idea that she was presenting. Maybe he warmed up in the flowers of these, she's talking in the previous song about planting seeds, ideas, food for thought type of a thing. Maybe her seed that she's trying to plant in his mind finally bloomed. He became the sun, I became the moon. They became this closer couple. It turned into a precious gift, their relationship getting stronger. Maybe he was withdrawing from the hustle, the game, whatever. But then the final line, or could this be make-believe? Who knows? Let's finish this one up. This is a great song. I love the pace.
What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Yes, it does.
Oh.
Try not to worry. Yes, you did.
I love these backing vocals.
Precious gifts that we both receive. What could this be? Make believe.
I can't stand it, baby.
Peace out to revolution. I know there's confusion. You do what you gotta do now.
Ah.
Strong.
So I think there's more to this song than the idea of the game and the hustle too. This outro section gets a little bit more personal. Badu is with you, baby. We're gonna make it. Me, you, and the baby. You gotta do what you gotta do. I don't know if she was married to Common or not, but you could almost take this more of a with the addition of what she's saying in this outro. Yeah, I was thinking the game, the hustle, street life type of thing initially because of the reference to bad boys, what you gonna do, that whole thing. But this could just be someone who's in the music industry. What if this is a bit of a nod toward, not necessarily Common, let's not say Common specifically, but maybe she's with somebody who's in the industry and he's got to go off and do his shows and there's girls hanging around and all, it could be, it doesn't have to be specific to like street life, gangster life, or whatever you want to call it. This could be a lot of different things. What I really liked about halfway through the song here, it was right after I paused, you've got this bridge where there's a couple different lyrical lines going on at the same time. There's some, overlaying of vocals and offsetting of vocals and stuff like that. And it kind of brings in the confusion element that she was talking about, because with this track specifically, she's expressing this concern, but I also like that in the song, there's no accusation. There's no, you're screwing up. There's no argument here. It's more of, I'm trying to find a resolution. Here's a problem. And I'm aware of the problem. I'm aware of what is driving these dynamics that are creating this problem. And I would like to resolve this. It's not an attack. It's her trying to work through the situation rather than attack the other person because of the situation. Beautiful song. Beautiful song. Oh, God. I already want to listen to this album again. It's a weird situation to be in where I'm listening to it for the first time and I'm like, I want to hurry up and finish listening to it for the first time so I can go back to listen to it again. That doesn't make any sense, but this is fantastic. Okay. Let's keep going. So this next part is called Sometimes. It's just this little 44-second mix thing. I feel like it's maybe like a little tiny interlude or something. It's produced by The Roots, James Poyser, and Richard Nichols. Let's just shoot through this. I don't know. Well, let's just see what it is. I don't know if it actually feeds into the next track or not, next Lifetime. If it does, that's Tone the Backbone for production. I think I will just let it flow in.
Dig you too, you know that. We're friends, and I'm in a situation. I'm in a relationship.
Oh, a beefy bass right there. Hitting that bass. Oh shit.
Should put me in an awkward situation. Now what am I supposed
Oh yeah.
to do? I want you in the world. Want you in the world. How can I want you for myself when I'm already someone's girl? What am I supposed to do when I want you in the world? Want you in the world.
guess I'll see you next lifetime. Next time around. Next time around. I was talking to my son recently. He's getting a little older. We've been having some chats about, as you grow up and relationships and birds and bees and odd combo that is. Anyway, but I was talking to him about how as you go through life, you meet these people and some of them you get very close to, some of them not so much. That's just life. And we just talk about different things that people can bring into your life. And, even people who are not great, there are positives you can kind of extract from them if you pay attention. You can see, oh yeah, they do. Overall, this person not quite my jam, right? But they do this or they do that, and that's kind of nice. And maybe I can integrate that into my own being and try and become a slightly better person. And got into relationships a little bit, and I've been married for well over 20 years now, and it's been great. I love my wife, and we have an incredible relationship. It's gotten to the point recently for me, like in the last couple years, where it's like I don't even like view her as a wife. I don't even know how to explain it. It's like she's just this other person that she's just here. She's here, and I don't even consider her. It's like above best friend. It's above wife. It's above partner forever. It's just like, I don't even know how to describe it. It's just this concrete foundation. Getting a little emotional kind of talking about it. Honestly, it's just amazing. It's amazing. And so, this is not that, what I'm talking about. But in relation to talking to my son, I told him, you're going to meet people who, okay, but it might not work out. Or maybe you find somebody who you're really into, but they're in another relationship, and so that doesn't work out. And it's just, that's how it goes sometimes, and it's not easy. It's hard to get through. But I do love the idea of I'll see you in the next lifetime, and whether or not you believe in that idea is fine. You don't have to believe in it, but sometimes you just think, next time around, it'll work out. Anyway, somewhat of a pointless tangent, I suppose. But I like that she's expressing this, especially after Otherside of the Game, which may have been about her partner who's maybe, it seems like it was more of a street life type of situation, but it could have been an entertainment industry type of situation where he's seeing these other girls or they're flocking around him or whatever, right? So I like that she's kind of putting this other perspective on some of these concepts. Let's keep going though. Cool song.
Your energy feels so damn good to me. It picks me up, don't wanna come down. You got me spinning all around, yeah. You need to know I've got somebody, but you're beautiful. But still, it ain't that type of party now. Now what am I supposed to do? You want me to do? Want you in the world, want you in the world. But how can I want you? I can't help my feelings. Oh no.
This is great. This is great.
I know I'm selfish. Let me know just how strong that my love is for my baby.
Yeah.
But emotions just don't lie. Well, I know I'm a lot of woman, but not enough to divide the pie. Ooh.
This is beautiful. I love the idea of maybe we'll be butterflies. I feel like that could be its own little wordplay of the idea, she sees this person who gives her butterflies. So maybe that own emotion just manifests physically, in this dream. And I like this idea. There's nothing wrong with dreaming. Don't get me wrong, because every time I see you, it lets me know just how strong my love is for my baby. I really like how Erykah's taking this challenging situation and just extracting positives from it. Positives. And earlier in the album, she's talking about food for thought and planting seeds. And if you're not down with me, then don't eat from my tree type of thing. This song's beautiful. And it really, she is practicing in this track what she was preaching in a couple other tracks about, what she cares about in terms of lyrics or ideas and stuff. She's extracting so much positive from a challenging situation, from a situation that often leads to destruction, right? Turning into butterflies. Who knows? We'll see. Nothing wrong with dreaming, but the feelings I have for you only remind me, like, even though I want you, I know I can't be with you because I'm with this person. It just reminds me how much I care about this person. That's great. That's great. Let's finish this one up. Fantastic song. I love how she lets that hang out there a bit. Next lifetime. I was just going to say, I like how they kind of opened up the production there. And then they bring the drums back in. Little longing guitar note too that just kind of floats around. It feels like longing, that sound. What a beautiful song, Next Lifetime. Man, beautiful song. And if anybody's out there who's struggling with this, or maybe it's the other way. Maybe you were the third party and the one that got away type of thing. I hope you can find a way to extract positives from that challenging situation. Just, what's the saying? It's better to have loved and lost and never loved at all, right? Not quite that far, but let's just, focus on what was it about that person that made you feel so good, why you wanted to be around them. What was it that they were doing that made you go, man, I just want to be with this person? Solve that little riddle, because what's neat is there's a lot of people out there, and they're all so slightly different from each other. You'll never find another one of those if one of them got away. We all know that, and that's why it's hard. But those key qualities, those exist elsewhere. And, maybe it's not quite the same combination, okay. But, there's a lot of different ways to enjoy the same thing. That's why I like Mexican food so much, right? It's basically all the same ingredients. They just change the combination around. Sometimes it's a taco. Sometimes it's a burrito. Sometimes it's this. But it's all the same stuff. And it's all great. I don't know what the hell where I'm going with that analogy, but don't let this longing for a specific combination of qualities and traits blind you from these other traits that you like so much existing in another person, but just in a slightly different way, Anyway, cool song. Great album. Oh, my God. Oh, all right. Next track is apparently like a little skit thing, so let's just drop through this. Afro, freestyle skit. Jafar Baron, Erykah Badu, and James Poyser for production. Here we go. Track 7, Afro.
Excuse us, ladies and gentlemen. 1, 2. You need to pick your Afro daddy because it's flat on one side. You need to pick your Afro daddy because it's flat on one side. What are you waiting on?
What? It's like a musical freestyle too.
You said you was gonna take me to see Wu-Tang, baby. So I braided my hair. One time. Will I be blowing up your pager, daddy? But you never call me back.
I love what they're doing on the keyboard and on the horn, whatever that is.
911, baby, but you never call me back. No, no.
What a silly little track. You know, on Genius here, it's written as Ho, H-O. This is a stretch. I'm reaching here. I'm reaching. But what if it was supposed to be H-O-E? What if this guy you ditched her to go see Wu-Tang, well, a little sketchy there, right? Like, you just said you're going to take me to Wu-Tang, and then, oh, now we're not going, but then you still went to Wu-Tang. Anyway. And I think she's talking about taking the hoe back as in taking that pager back, as in you don't get to have that word, that type of thing. Anyway. But what if it was H-O-E, like the hoe that she was talking about early in the album that she uses to plant seeds, that she uses to help feed people intellectually, don't eat from my tree type of thing. I almost wonder if that's a tiny little thing. Probably not. I think it's a far reach. But kind of a neat, tiny little breadcrumb that could exist in the context of some of the things that she said in this album. I'm going to take that hoe back. I'm going to take my tool of planting seeds in your mind to illuminate your mind, you know. I'm going to take that back, and I'm leaving you. And I'm going to go see Wu-Tang anyway. You know, thus far, we're about halfway through. I have enjoyed it. It feels like she just really enjoys doing this. I don't know if I'm just kind of putting that in on my own, or if I'm just enjoying this so much that I'm kind of, you know, projecting this, but she's got this feel of joy while she's singing, while she's, you know, just being super sultry and moving through these lines and expressing these ideas. It feels like an expression that's coming from deep, deep in the heart. It's shining through, in my opinion. Let's move on to track 8. It's called Certainly. Produced by Madukwu Chinwa. I hope that's how I say it. Anyway, dropping in track 8, Certainly. Phenomenal album thus far. I gotta stop reading ahead. I'm gonna look down. I keep trying to read ahead. Oh, I didn't expect that. Cool. We're gonna pick up the pace a little. Somebody's thumbing the hell out of that. What is it? A stand-up bass?
Who gave you permission to rearrange me? Certainly not me.
Oh, certainly not me.
Who told you that it was alright to love me? Certainly not me. I was not looking for no love affair, and now you wanna fix me. Was not looking for no love affair, and now you wanna mold me. I was not looking for no love affair. Certainly not me.
Huh.
Certainly not me.
Okay, this is a curveball. Trying to get a little tricky, turn my back, and then you slip me a Mickey. For those of you who don't, back in the 90s, this was kind of the thing. A Mickey, yeah, it's something you slip in their drink. A psychoactive drug or incapacitating agent. Yeah. I'd kind of forgotten about that term. I don't know what they use now these days. I stopped slipping. I couldn't even fucking do my stupid ass joke without screwing it up. Anyway, I gave that up a long time ago. Kidding. Terrible joke. Awful. Honestly, it's an awful joke. I shouldn't even kid about that, because it is terrible that people do that shit. That's just like really bad. Really, really bad. You know, but that is like a fucking hard curveball. You know, this idea, who gave you permission to rearrange me? I like that quite a bit. Certainly not me. Who told you it was all right to love me? Wasn't looking for a love affair. You know, now you want to fix me. You want to mold me. You want to kiss me. You want to control me. Felt very emotional. And then all of a sudden he's fucking slipping a Mickey in her drink. Holy shit. Huh. Let's keep going. Kind of a wild turn there. The guy is working the bass. Just working the bass. Oh, yeah.
Who told you that it was alright to love me? I was not looking for the love affair.
Ha! I like that. A little bit of a playful bit right there with her voice.
I was not looking for the love affair. No. And now you wanna control me. Hold me. You're really trying to get creative with my love. And that's real cute, but you tried to get a little tricky. Turn my back and then you slip me a Mickey. Certainly. When I wake up, I don't need nobody.
I like the bass line structure here. Nah. Wow. Nice. Nice.
Certainly not me. No.
Wow.
I was not looking for no love affair. Certainly not me. No way.
Yeah. Showing off her chops there with her vocals on that note. Oh, she held that for a long time. I'm going to put a curveball on the curveball. This whole Mickey curveball. I don't think it's literal. I'm taking this in a non-literal sense. Now let's take the idea of it. Okay, someone's slipping somebody a Mickey. What's that do? Messes with their mind. Let's back this out a little bit, because I initially was taking it literally, which is why it felt so bizarre. But if you kind of zoom out with the idea and just go, you're messing with my mind now. You know, you're trying to get creative, my love, and that's all right. But now you're trying to get a little tricky. You're getting a little tricky, and now you're starting to fuck with my head. I think that's really what's going on. And that idea, I like, works for me because it loops back into this. Who gave you permission to rearrange me? Not me. Certainly not me. Who told you it was all right to love me? Certainly not me. So it's like this little bit of a circle, you know, a feedback loop type of thing. This person slides in on her. They get a little cozy. I wasn't looking for a love affair. You want to fix me. You want to mold me. You want to kiss me. You want to control me. Now you're messing with my mind. I didn't give you permission to do any of this stuff. Who the hell are you? And then you get this little bit, too, of you know that the world is mine when I wake up. In a literal sense, that doesn't, like, I didn't really get that. That's why I thought, oh, this is more of a metaphor type of thing. Basically, when I snap out of this mind game that you've got me caught up in, the world is mine. I can go do whatever I want. I don't need nobody telling me the time. The world is mine. So initially I was like, maybe I'm not too into this song, but now I like it a lot more in that concept, in that more of a metaphor than a literal sense of this somebody slipping me a Mickey. Because at first I was like, I don't really get it. I love that she hit that note for so long on that line. That was great. This is cool. I'm so glad I picked this. I'm in the right mood for this. This is great. We'll keep moving forward. Track 9 is called 4 Leaf Clover, produced by Eyez III and Erykah Badu. Drop in. Track 9, 4 Leaf Clover.
Bootzilla, baby.
Bootzilla?
Here I am.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
If you only take the chance, try love.
neat.
So don't miss me. Take your time. You've only got one chance, yeah. So come on, come on, come on.
I like how the beat evolved through that section.
You wanna be with me? You've only got one chance. Do you?
Yeah, cool.
Don't you take your time, young man. Just one try, my.
Quick pause. So there's some neat little concepts that are hidden around here. Touch 4-leaf clover, you know, that's for luck, right? Love might come your way. I'm on a cloud. If you want me to take the chance, try love out loud as I drift through the sky, shooting Cupid's loving arrow. You just might try, so don't miss. Basically, she's flying through. You got one shot to hit her with Cupid's arrow, make her fall in love with you. You know, so get your 4-leaf clover. You might need a little bit of luck. Take your time, and love might come your way. Like the wind, I am free, going places, being things I want to be. To settle down is oh so hard, but it will grant you that one chance. So pick the right card and don't miss it. Take your time. You've only got one chance. Cool little jam. Fun, a little playful. With the pianos being a little playful, the xylophone's a little playful. Yeah, neat, man. Nice little shift into the bridge.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. To catch me is to catch a leprechaun. Ooh. Hold on to your rabbit's foot.
Yeah, this is cool. This is cool jam too, man.
Forever, you better get along, baby.
It's like this little. Da-da-da-da-da. Huh. I like just kind of a playful outro, almost like not like a freestyle, but like a live jam session where you just kind of keep playing out. What is this? This last line, big 6, 6-3 will get you 15. A 4-leaf clover. Erykah mentions more lucky items of game of chance, dominoes, big domino, big 6 domino. Oh, I never played dominoes. Okay. Yeah, well, there you go. Learn a little bit about the game of dominoes. Cool song, man. This is a fun album. I like, too, that, you know, it's kind of picking up the tempo a little bit in the middle instead of, because I think if you stayed in some of these slower tempos that some of the opening songs had, I think it would kind of just be a little, you need a little bit of oomph, you know, to kind of keep things pushing along. So this was cool to pick it up a little bit, put a little bit of energy into the album. That track 9, a good spot to do it. Track 10 is called No Love, produced by Robert Free Bradford. I was thinking Robert Redford. not that guy. Track 10, No Love. Here we go. I love when they add this lo-fi pop. I love her ooh ooh ooh. It's almost like her own like producer tag, you know, but vocally.
You can see straight through me. Never thought you'd do me the way you do. How could anyone be so cruel?
like that they, you know, every now and then they'll drop out the production and they come back in.
Be such a fool when you know you love me. Yes, you do.
There's an interesting dynamic that's happening in this track. It's kind of subtle, but there's a lot of, you can see straight through me. Never thought you'd do me the way you do. How could anyone be so cruel when you know I love you? Yes, I do. Misunderstood. Turned your back on me and left me lonely. I wish I could open up my heart so you can know me. How can we make love when you don't love me? You don't show no love. So there's this dynamic of the other person sees straight through her. Okay. It's being cruel to her. Okay. He knows she loves him. Okay. Misunderstood, turned your back on me and left me lonely. I wish I could open up my heart so you could know me. Which kind of goes against the idea of seeing right through somebody. You know, that's more of a walled off, you don't know what's inside type of thing. But then this other person's also showing no love to her. No love. You don't show no love. You've got me calling out your name. What is this strange thing inside of me? How can anyone be such a fool when you know you love me? Yes, you do. Yes, you do. When I first met you, I could hardly see, but now I'm blind for real. I wish you knew how to rescue me from this misery. I don't really know what to make of this. There's a lot of just dynamics that are slightly confusing. Not to say that she's, you know, the song is bad or anything like that, but I feel like let's keep going. Maybe we get a couple more lines to give some insight as to this strange little emotional puzzle that is happening between these two people. So the genius lyrics are wrong. They're like missing a bunch of stuff. So I can't really go back over the last couple lines. There's a couple new lines. All they have is this bridge. I think there's a section that's just straight up not here. Some of the lyrics have been off. Some of the lyrics on Genius have had words that weren't on the album. Some of the album has had words that weren't in Genius. So I don't know if there's been two versions of this or what. You don't show no love. You know, how can we make love when you don't love me? You don't show no love. But then, I know you love me. Where is it? I don't remember where it was. I saw, how can it be such a fool when you know you love me? Yes, you do. Yes, you do. When I first met you, I could hardly see, but now I'm blind for real. I don't know. Maybe I'm just overthinking it, you know? I do that from time to time. I dig so deep. And it's like, no, that's the bottom. There's nothing there. That's the bottom. No, but I keep going. There's something there. No, you've hit bedrock, Bob. Bedrock. Oh, okay. Cool jam. I liked it. I wish I could decipher it a little bit better. But you know what? Sometimes relationships, you just can't figure them out, right? That's kind of real, too. Sometimes it shit just don't make sense. I'm pretty sure they love me. It seems like they do, but then they don't show it. Anyway. There you go. Track 11's called Drama. It's produced by Bob Power. This is probably going to be the best song off the album. I can't really specify as to why I feel that way, but if it's made 100% with Bob Power, how could it be a dud? It's impossible. All right, let's drop in. Track 11, Drama. This is, I mean, all jokes aside, this is actually really cool sound. Oh yeah, neat.
I can't believe that we're still living.
So in the headphones, it's you can hear it shimmer back and forth, the sound.
This crazy, crazy world that I'm still living. With all the problems of the day, how can we go on? Hey. So tired of hearing people say, how can we go on?
Nice drop in with the drums right there, man.
How can you go? But you're still living. So tired of hearing people say, how can we go?
Initially, I was going to kind of criticize this song for essentially saying the same thing over and over. But, you know, I feel like we've all been here before. I know I certainly have. Right? It's so easy to look around and go, fuck. Right? It's just, man, especially like this year. 2024 is starting out pretty rough, honestly. 2023 ended on a pretty sour note, pretty rough. Oh, Jesus. Understatement of the year, right? A sour note. All that genocide happening over in the Middle East. Oh, what a sour note. Anyway. Every now, you guys might find it hard to believe. I hopefully you find it hard to believe because I try to maintain something, you know, positive here with the channel. But generally speaking, I have a fairly pessimistic outlook on the world and on life, the future of humanity, etc. I do. I'm not personally. I'm not very hopeful for our chances as a whole. And so there are times, man, where it's just like, what are we doing? You know, it feels like sometimes we're just rearranging the deck chairs on the Titanic while the whole fucking thing sinks anyway. You know, what are we doing? And so that idea I wanted to share because initially I was like, oh, you know, we're going to do anything different here. But no, I mean, sometimes you just get lost in that feeling. Sometimes you're just stuck in it. You're stuck in it. And so this song is putting me into that expression, that feeling of expressing, feeling stuck. How can we go on? There's so many problems of the day. So tired of hearing people say, how can we go on? It's almost like this feedback loop too, you know, like you can get drowned in your own apathy, your own worry, that kind of deal. There are some lyrics coming up. I just wanted to touch on that real quick. Let's let it play through more. But you're still living. Yep. You're still living. Quick pause. This verse: race relations, segregation, no occupation, world inflation, demonstration, miseducation, no celebration, celebrate your lives. That structure, I'm not going to click the link just yet, but that structure reminds me of Nina Simone. And I don't know if it's her song, but I've seen her playing it. There's a YouTube video of a song called Mississippi Goddamn. If you've not heard that, it's the video that I've seen on YouTube. It's a live performance. It's excellent. Excellent song. And it kind of, you know, that structure kind of reminded me of that. Oh, reference to Stevie Wonder. Okay. Well, there you go. But the Mississippi Goddamn, Nina Simone, check that out. Amazing song, amazing performance too. Cool jam too. I like this one quite a bit. I'm gonna talk about it at the end. Oh man, the bass is really getting into it right there. I like this one too. It's not the best song I've ever heard in my life, but I like what it's doing in terms of like functionality. I like that it's a song that puts me in a spot of somebody else expressing something I've felt. And I think, especially with these kind of feelings, I think it's extremely important to have so that we don't feel alone. I think one of the hardest things of processing emotions is when we feel like I'm the only one who feels this way. I'm the only one going through it, but we're not. We're not alone. So I like that. Now, another thing I like too is you're still living. Like, I really feel like that is an important line, a key line to have in a song like this, because it keeps the ball rolling a bit. You have these feelings. It feels hopeless at times. You know, how can we go on? But at the same time, while you sit and worry and maybe get too focused in on the sea of how can we go on, life keeps going on. There ain't no stopping what's coming. It's coming. Last night I got home. I was at end of the work week for me, so Thursday I had some beers, and my family went to bed. And every now and then, if I'm having some beers, I'll get into my moods and I'll start watching certain things on YouTube or listening to certain songs. And one of the things I got into last night was a comedian, Bill Hicks, and he's kind of out there. He passed in the 90s. He had cancer, but it's just a ride. And this is something that in my own personal kind of journey through religion and out of spirituality and back into spirituality and where I am now, I very much feel that way. Life is a ride. It's not a journey. It's not this thing where you have to fear the end because then you cease to exist or you get judged and you go to this terrible place or you go to this wonderful. The whole thing's just a ride. And sometimes the ride is boring. Sometimes the ride is fucking terrifying. Sometimes the ride is exhilarating and freeing. Sometimes you're laughing. Sometimes you're screaming. It's just a ride. I very much believe that. And in my own thought process, in my own view of the world, I mean, my view is essentially Buddhist, mostly. That's mostly my worldview structure, where essentially this is a dream, and it is a dream so that you can have a ride. Because if you're a God that's eternal and all powerful and all you can do anything you want, eventually you're going to get to a point where you're just terribly bored because there's no challenge, there's no surprise, there's no anything. And so you have the dream of not being a God, so you can go on this ride and then wake up and go, wow, that was incredible. Wow, let's do another one. It's almost like a video game in a sense. I think a video game analogy works a little bit better since they're so commonplace now. We play games to do these other things that we can't normally do. I say all of that because it helps just keep me calm. And the thing is let's stick with the video game analogy. I mean, there are people who think existence is a simulation. I'm not going to agree or disagree, whatever. That's an idea, okay? Let's say for the argument's sake, though, it is. Let's say 100% we know all of life that we know is a simulation. Guess what? We're still bound by the rules. We're not getting out of the simulation. So just ride the ride, whatever it is. And that doesn't fix anything necessarily. Awful things will still be awful. We're still going to have spots in our life where it's like, this sucks, I'm miserable, yeah. But for me, it helps in the sense of, if I can just realize these things that I hate, these things that are so challenging and so trying and so heartbreaking, they're part of the ride, and the ride keeps going, and you won't be on this part of the ride forever. You can't. That's not how any of it works. And another thing that came to mind during all of this, my grandfather on my dad's side was born in Holland in the 1920s, 1930s, something like that. But basically, he was a young kid when the Germans occupied Holland. And we had a little conversation when my son was born, talking about the life and world and where everything is and blah, blah, blah. And he said, yeah, but, because we were both, and this was 10 years ago. Things are getting so bad. And he said, yeah, but I wonder how my mom felt, So you never know where it's going to go. So feel this, listen to this. It's okay to feel this way. It's okay to express it, but it's going to keep going. So if you choose to dwell on this, if you choose to bury yourself in this mud of how can I go on? We can't go on. Okay, you can, and that's where you'll be. But the ride will keep going. It won't stop. There you go. There's a good little tangent right there. Cool song. Track 12 is called Sometimes, produced by Richard Nichols, The Roots, good, more Roots, and James Poyser. Here we go, track 12, Sometimes. I'm hoping, it's probably not, but I'm hoping this is an extension off of Other Side of the Game, where she says, I understand the game sometimes. I would love for this to be its own thing about that, but I don't think it's going to. All right, track 12, Sometimes. What a fantastic album. Easy listening. Easy. Oh, yeah. I like that she put a variation on the end there. That part I really enjoy that she broke the structure right there. Let me back up. It sounds like it was gonna kind of maybe beat switch or something. I'll back it up 10 seconds. I did want to talk about one little line that stuck out to me. Meanwhile, I cannot blame you, my love. I'm sitting here alone. This love affair ain't what it was. I cannot blame you. Oh. That's an important line. If you don't have the rest, the rest of it, it almost makes it sound like it's all on the other person. Makes it sound that way. But that key point, I cannot blame you. Okay. Now, there's no other details here. I cheated and I skipped ahead and I read. There's no other lyrics. So there you go. And look, something neat about a song like this is it being open enough that anybody can listen to it and it'll apply to them rather than being so specific, you know? So while I love detail and I love hearing a story or whatever, it's also absolutely okay for a song to be open like this and just apply to people. But that line is important. I cannot blame you. So it's on her for whatever reason. Let's keep rolling. I backed it up, so we'll hear this. Maybe transition, I don't know. No, okay, just a little bit of a hesitation in there. I love just very light hand drums in there. Very, very light. And I got that lo-fi pop in there. Sometimes I probably sound like a hypocrite because there'll be times I complain about a song repeating itself and I get bored with it or whatever. And then other times I'm like, no, it's perfect because in this situation, I like it. It feels at the end, the way it wraps up, it's just like this, almost like a trance, you know, getting lost in the idea. Where did it go? Where did it go? Cool song. Pretty straightforward. Not a whole lot to tear apart there in terms of lyrics, but good song. Fantastic album. I'm really, really enjoying myself. This is going to be such an easy list, especially it works for me well this weekend because we're staying home again this weekend, which is nice. We've been so busy lately, just going. And sometimes it's nice. You know, I listen to a lot of rock and metal, and every now and then I'm sure you guys go through the same thing of, you know, I just want to put on something different, something else. And sometimes that's hard to find. Sometimes it's hard to remember. Oh yeah, this one. But even then, it's almost like a more of a general sense. Like, no, I don't even want to listen to like classic rock or mellow rock, or I don't want to listen. I just want something over here. And this album is going to fall right in that spot. Like, this is so chill. Just put it on, and it's just on. Enjoy it in the background. Great vocals, great production, easy listening. You know, it's supposed to start, I think, well, actually maybe not this weekend, but we're supposed to get some rain. Oh, God, put it on with the rain. Oh, perfect. Just perfect. All right, there's two more. Well, 2.5, I suppose. There's an outro, but this one's called Certainly Flipped It. Oh, okay. All right. I'm excited because Certainly was a neat track. I like that one quite a bit. Maybe we'll get a little bit more explanation on the whole Mickey, the idea of somebody messing with her mind. We'll see if that was an actual accurate understanding of what was going on. I'm not going to try and produce this guy's name again. I've fucked it up probably so many times. So here we go. Track 13 is Certainly Flipped It. Oh, maybe it's just a remix.
Flipped it mix.
Yeah, it looks like a remix. Okay. No, that's fine.
Who gave you permission to rearrange me?
Ha! You're kind of hitting it hard. Wow.
Who told you that it was alright to love me? Certainly not me. I was not looking for no love affair, baby.
I like the woo. Ha. A little bit more xylophone in there. Oh, that's kind of neat. I like this like swelling sound as it goes up. I don't think I'll pause on this one. Lyrics are exactly the same, as far as I can tell. So.
I know you're trying to get creative with my love, and it's real cute, but you try to get a little tricky. Turn my back and then you slip me a Mickey.
I like that part. They open it up a little bit. I will pause right here. I think I don't need nobody telling me the time. I didn't really understand that on the first listen. On this one, I feel like it was more of, and then you get the final, I don't need no person rolling over looking after me. But I wonder if, I don't need nobody telling me the time. It coming right after, the world is mine when I wake up. The idea is probably somebody, hey, get up. You're sleeping too long. You need to wake up. You're sleeping in. Like, you need to get up and go do. I don't need nobody telling me the time. But if I want to sleep, I'm going to sleep. So I think it's like a wordplay extension that's happening there. Maybe. I don't know. Erykah disagrees. She's just saying no. That's not it. Remember, did they have the same kind of outro on the original version? This feels, I kind of like this more, this outro. I think I'm just going to let it roll right into the outro. Rimshot outro. We'll just let it roll right into it. Oh, that bass.
Just stick up against that drum. I wanna do it. Give it to me. Don't wanna hit and don't snare. Come on, rim shot. Hey, I wanna feel it. Rim shot. Oh, I wanna rim shot. I wanna rim shot.
Huh. Huh. Yeah, I'm immediately trying to think of some of the reasoning behind the intro outro. It's definitely a bookend for the album, front and back. And the first one having a little bit more of like a sexual innuendo going on there, but it's also still about music. And so I kind of get the impression that with these two tracks, this intro outro, it feels like it's almost like this album was a love-making session in that sense of, I did say too about halfway or so, it just felt like she has so much joy in expressing, like in her vocals and in what was going on. So maybe it's just love. Maybe what we just went through was her own like love session. And then what I like, if that idea holds true, who knows, right? I don't know. But the way the outro is it's closing the album, but it doesn't sound like I want it to be finished type of thing, or I am now finished. It sounds like I want more. So then it's like, okay, put it on again. That was cool. You know, I think with the back half, there was a moment where I was like, I could stand a little bit more variation, but I was reminded, it popped into my head, this interview I saw. There's this band called Cigarettes After Sex. Cool band, very, very moody, and great songs, but they're in a very specific lane with their sound. In the interview, I don't remember what the question was, but the answer, the singer, he said, you know, we as a group kind of talked about maybe existing in a wider lane, having more variety within our songs. And I'm absolutely paraphrasing. I don't remember exactly what he said. But he said, but really we just decided, you know, this is the sound that we like. So we're really going to dive into this sound. We're going to exist in this space. And yeah, people might feel like some of our songs sound the same and, you know, maybe they get bored. That's fine. They can choose to do that. If they want to listen, great. If they don't, that's... But really, as a group, as artists, as what we want to express, we're just going to really dive into this sound. And they've got cool songs because of it. Now, do I put them on all the time? No. Do I feel like some of the songs sound the same? Yeah. That's okay, because they're great. And I feel like Erykah, this album, is in the same thing, where it's got a very specific style. It doesn't really depart from that style. And that's totally fine. Because really, in staying in this lane so well, it's just excellent in this lane. So when you want something like this, you go to this, and it just checks all the boxes. All the boxes. That was a great album. I think Appletree's still my favorite. Next Lifetime was cool. That was the one about the other lover and the butterflies. I'll see you next Lifetime. That was cool too. Leaf Clover was fun. Drama. I kind of like Drama. On and On. I don't even remember how that one went, but I enjoyed it. Basically every song's got a heart. That was really good. I really enjoyed that. I'm looking forward to I feel like this is a neat addition to all the stuff I've listened to, because so much of the music I do listen to, you can kind of put in the same group in terms of either classic rock, metal, hip hop, and then different subgenres within hip hop, of course. I listen to ambient, I like techno stuff, all this different thing. But I don't have a lot of this type of music in my own listening catalog. I've got VooDoo, of course. Every now and then I'll put on some Miles Davis, maybe a little bit of Coltrane, something like that. Not a lot. I need to listen to those guys way more. But I like that I've got something else in that little small, tiny, pocket of selections to choose from. Great album. I'm ready for Mama's Gun. Let's do it right now. Double reaction day? No, unfortunately not. No, we're already 2 hours in. I still got to do music videos, and then I got to do all my after the listening stuff, which is actual work. Ugh. Oh no. To do actual work? That's not even, it's mostly uploading and rendering and edits and stuff. It's not terrible work. That was great. Okay, well, this is the end for YouTube. There are 2 music videos, so if you want to watch music videos, it's part of Patreon. You guys know how all that shit works. I won't labor that point.